All right, y'all. This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. What is going on with you guys on this Thursday afternoon? I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I hope you guys are having a pretty decent day because it's almost the end of the week, child. And I know a lot of y'all don't have to work on the weekend, and y'all can go out and do what you got to do. So make do with it. It's Thursday. We almost at the end of the road. But before we get into today's tea, because I'm gonna let you guys know what this video was actually about. But before we get into today's tea, let's talk about what we got coming up this week. Now, as you guys already know, if you are into the LGBT web reality series realm, there's Chasing Dallas. If you have not tuned into it, I suggest you do. It is on the Chasing Reality YouTube platform. So go over there and look at it every Thursday at 8, 7 Central. Now, after every episode, I do the Chasing Dallas panel. It's me, T, Jamar, and Tramel with a special appearance from Josiah here and there. We do it here and on T's platform. Because I'm going to be out of town tonight, T will be hosting it on his platform. It's always pre-recorded, it's never live. So make sure you guys tune in. T will drop it when he drop it, and I will share it to my community wall so you guys can tune in. So make sure you guys do that. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's tea. Okay. Now, you guys know that the Xscape and SWV show is out and it's been having tongues wagging. Y'all know I've been doing my reviews on it. I have the roast and review panel on the show and all of that stuff. And now I've been doing a lot of Xscape videos, a lot of deep dives, a lot of stories, a lot of, cracking down on the mess and the drama and stuff like that. So we're going to continue doing it again today. Okay. Now let's talk about this Kandi and Latasha thing. Now, the biggest thing that I've noticed on this show is that Latasha pretty much contradicts herself a whole lot when it comes down to what went down with the breakup of Xscape, what went down with the solo deal and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, lay out a little bit of history, just a little bit of history, child, okay? Because there's a couple of things that I want to discuss, okay? This video may not even be that long, but we're going to do what it do. A lot of the videos been pretty short, but I don't think it's going to be that long, but I don't think y'all really care about all that, do you? Now, as you guys already know, on SAV and Xscape show, Tasha was talking about pretty much alluded to the fact that Kandi had an issue with her singing lead, and when she got her solo album, her solo album never came out, but in the same time frame, Kandi's solo album came out, and she alluded and insinuated that Kandi had something to do with her album not coming out. Now, I just want you guys to know that a lot of us have pointed out some inconsistencies in her truths. Okay, let's start with what she said actually in 2015 on Unsung. Let's listen at what she said in regards to her solo deal back when Unsung was out. Let's talk about it. Let's listen to it real fast. Okay.
All that took effect on me, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I'm not gonna sit around for you to continue to bash me and make you money and help you to get to the next position or whatever. Something inside me was just like, it's over. I'm just gonna bow out gracefully.
Kandi, Tiny, and Tamika continued to promote the album as a trio through 1998. But with disappointed fans expecting to see all four members, they decided to call it quits.
Even as I'm sitting here, and it gives me almost chills because Xscape never sold less than 1 million records. Never. And they break up? How you do that?
At the same time, Kandi and Tiny began recording songs together in an unsuccessful attempt to go on as a duo called Cat. The pair decided to submit one of their tracks to another group.
The good thing about us working together, we were able to write the song No Scrubs, which we gave to TLC.
Ironically, Kandi and Tiny's song became their rival's biggest hit. It also won Best R&B Song in 2000, giving Kandi and Tiny their first Grammy.
I finally won a Grammy, and the sad part is it wasn't with Xscape.
That allowed me to be able to do more stuff writing for Destiny's Child and, Pink and Mariah Carey.
Kandi, who had her own solo deal with Columbia Records, also released an album in 2000 that scored hits overseas. Tasha's moves after leaving Xscape weren't as successful.
my album never came out. So that was hard too, because Jermaine was in transition of leaving Sony. So my whole solo career just got put on the back burner.
Okay. Okay, so as you guys heard her say on Unsung that her solo album never came out and that it had a lot to do with Jermaine leaving Sony. Y'all heard that right. She said that it had a lot to do with Jermaine leaving Sony. That's what she said. Now, on this past Sunday's episode of SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B, she was singing a different tune. And let's listen to what that tune was. Let's check that out.
But when it comes to you and Kandi, you know, I mean, honestly speaking, you guys have just never been on the same page.
When it comes to Kandi and I, we had issues with me singing.
We've always bumped heads whether
I'm
it's
saying,
one
but
thing or
why?
another
Because
from the first time I
you would
met
get angry, Kandi, when I would have to sing a lot of songs, and you made that
Girl,
very clear.
why?
And although she never wants to say that, everybody knows that's to be true.
You guys have been stuck in a time warp that's, you know, not healthy.
She was a young one trying to, make her way. And there were times when I would sing a song and she would just have a fit. Oh, why is she singing all the lead? Are you trying to set her up for a solo project? And Jermaine would be like, no. And so I think that developed a resentment. I really do.
I think you just have to feel comfortable in your career as well as your life.
Yes. I just want peace.
Did y'all ever have y'all meeting?
Oh God. Yeah, we did. It was interesting.
We have so many different issues and all we do is just sweep them under the rug. We never address them.
I think it's clear that she can't move on until y'all get the real shit out.
What you mean?
Why she doesn't really care for you, why she resents you.
The dislike started when we were younger, and it's been going on so long, it's to the point where you can't even pinpoint it no more.
Since then.
Oh, it's got worse.
You can pinpoint it. She was supposed to go solo. You went solo.
The thing is, she's never gonna own that.
She can't get past who you've become and who she didn't become.
So do you feel like, I mean, well, with Kandi, do you feel like she dislikes you?
It's something. It's something that she dislikes about me. I know back in the day, in 1998, I said I wanted to do a solo project. I think everybody was happy for me except for Kandi. She was just like, you're not coming back. For some reason, my project got shelved. And then within that same time frame, Kandi got signed and her album came out. It was a little odd, the timing of it all. I just feel like
So she's talking about the timing of it all, and she was saying that her project got shelved and it didn't make any sense. So, in so many words, she was alluding to Kandi being the reason why her album was shelved. But on Unsung, she was saying that the reason why her album was shelved is because Jermaine Dupri was leaving Sony. Which one is it? Is it because he was leaving Sony, or is it because of Kandi? You got to pick your poison. You got to pick which one it really is, Tasha. You really do. Now, Kandi clapped back on this on Speak On It, and I'm going to play that as well. So let's get into it.
All right, working on trying to get a deal. I remember one time it was so funny. Because I had told Tiny we need to write our own songs for our demo tape so that when we take it to the label, they know we could, executive produce our own project. And I remember Tasha and Rocky, they were talking to us, just seeing what we were doing. And we was like excited about our songs. We was like, yeah, we decided we're going to write our own songs and try to, shop it to the label so that, we can be executive producers. And they looked at each other and laughed and was like, who going to let y'all executive produce something? They said that to us. I was like, well, damn. But that was the type of shit they used to do to us all the time.
Well, I thought this was what she was talking. Well, we already know that she clapped back to the whole thing on Speak On It. But yeah, she said something completely different. Now, it's something else that I feel like I need to put up here as well. And everybody speaks on what Kandi has said about Latasha's solo career, but I don't think anybody knows that Tiny actually did an interview with DJ Vlad a couple of years back. It was 8 years ago. And the title of the interview was Latasha's Solo Career Hurt Xscape's third album. Now, Kandi has always said that Latasha was the reason that the group broke up, and she's always denied that that was the reason why the group broke up. But even Tiny said it. So let's listen to what Tiny had to say on DJ Vlad. Let's check that out.
Well, okay. So the third album, in the midst of making the third album, Tasha comes to us and say, I want to go solo. I don't even want to do this third album. I'm not even doing it. So then they basically, it's like we was waiting. We thought we was gonna get all this money, like millions of dollars. Like, yo, we're gonna get this big deal, and I think we really would have until they found out that one of our group members don't want to be here. So now we don't even know if she's going to be here or not. So, and she also pretty much told them, she had them, they put in the contract that basically if we did the third album, she did the third album and she at least recorded it. And I don't think she had to do any promotions really, that they would give her a solo album. So that's the way she ended up doing it, the third album. So we ended up doing the third album, but we didn't do any promotion because after she did it, she's like, okay, I'm out. She had fulfilled her, her what she had to do as far as her contracts. Yeah, I mean, I'm not throwing any shade. I mean, I'm just giving it real. I mean, because I talked to all the girls. I talked to Tasha, and I actually have been working with Tasha and my new girls, the OMG girls, my group, and she's doing some vocals on them. And we've been talking and trying to kick around just ideas. So it's no shade, but it's what happened,
Now that is what Tiny had to say in regards to Latasha's solo career and how it affected Xscape. Now, one more thing that I want to play for you guys, and I'm going to read an excerpt for you guys, is also the argument that Latasha and Kandi had on Still Kicking It about the solo album, about the solo deal, about that, right? So we're going to get into that, okay? Let me see if I can find that because I just had it, as a matter of fact. Okay, there it is. They confronted Latasha about the situation.
We own to.
They confronted Latasha about the situation, and Kandi called her out on it. And even Tiny said some of the same things that she said in regards to the situation about her solo album. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into it.
What is it? What is it when it comes down to me and you?
First of all, you and I always bump heads.
But why?
But you know what?
Why? We've always bumped heads. Whether
I'm
it's
saying,
one
but
thing or
why?
another,
Because
from the
you
first time I
would
met
get
you.
angry, Kandi, when I would have to sing a lot of songs, and you made that
Girl,
very clear.
why? If you want to know what my problem was, it was because you set up our third album to get your solo deal. Yes, you did. We went into it knowing you were going solo. There's no problem with that, but don't use us to set it up.
I didn't use you.
Don't
My
use us to set it
voice
up.
used me to set me up. Don't try it.
I think she doesn't want to remember. At the end of the day, you had something successful. You have to look at the fact that you pretty much ended that. A lot of people don't want to take the blame for it. Just own it.
You was acting out like you just thought you was all of that anyways. You complained all the time, Kandi. Yes, you did.
So now you're saying I complained? I was singing on all the first and second albums. So what was I complaining about?
Oh, because you stopped.
No, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
I was not finna sit up there and allow them to make us look like the hips on the third album because they want to set up your solo project, ma'am. I wasn't gonna do it.
Wow.
Listen, I came in wanting to be able to sing. And so when producers would say, sing a song, I would do that. I was caught in between a rock and a hard place. I sing on the song, the girls are mad at me. If I don't sing on the song, the producer is mad at me. So what was I supposed to do? So I had a conversation with Jermaine and he says, yes, I think you should do a solo project. But me going solo was not the reason that the group broke up.
Okay, so then she says that She came in wanting to sing, and when producers would ask her to sing a song, she would do that and all of that stuff. And she said she had a conversation with Jermaine, and basically Jermaine was the one who said that she should do a solo record. But I could have sworn that she was the one that wanted to go solo from the very beginning. You see how this stuff is coming up and it's not making any sense at this moment? It's so many inconsistencies with Tasha's story. And as you can hear with Kandi, Kandi has told the same story. So to me, I find myself believing Kandi more. And no, 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 no. This ain't no D riding mess. I'm just going by what I see. And what I see is the truth when it comes down to Kandi. Okay. Now there's one more thing that I want to bring up. And this is something that one of my followers, somebody that follows me and they have their own platform, as a matter of fact, that they're growing. They brought out something on Twitter and I retweeted it, and it really came at the right time because I was gonna do this video anyways, but so many people was posting a lot of stuff that would really help me out with this video, and I already knew what I wanted to do, but they was bringing out more and more information, and it really just led me to not even have to go through all of the extra stuff that I would have to go through to find some of the stuff. Okay, so let's get into this excerpt. I'm sorry. So, after the disband of R&B group Xscape in 1998, Kandi Burruss broke away from music for a while. In March 2000, Burruss was signed to Columbia Records, where she started working on her debut album the same month with producer Kevin Shakespeare Briggs. Okay. In 1999, wait. Let me see. Okay, there we go. In 1999, Michael Malden left Columbia Records and moved back to Atlanta to work with his son at So Def Recordings, and he founded the Artistic Control Group. What did Columbia do for Xscape while they were signed to So Def? What we were able to do was put out an Xscape record. To my understanding, after the Xscape record came out, the group disbanded. At that time, there was no further discussions had with me or Columbia Records about that record or who would come out or break out or who would do this or that. However, I do feel bad to learn that all this time she has been sitting back being hurt or damaged or injured because we did not move forward with her as a solo artist. There was an artist named Trina Broussard. She had a record on the Love Jones soundtrack. Trina, to my knowledge, was the first solo female on the So Def label that Columbia Records identified as a so artist. Then there was another girl named Compania. Child, that's probably wrong as hell, but child. There were the only two So Def female artists identified as solo artists on the roster, and I was with Columbia up to February of 1999. When did you and Jermaine's career end with Columbia Records? Jermaine did not leave Sony Columbia until after I left Sony in 1999. At this point in time, I was no longer president at Columbia. I was no longer involved. Jermaine as well left Columbia. In order to have a debt with the label, you have to be actually signed to that label, or if your project is being worked at that label. So when we talk about someone having a debt of $300,000, I know for a fact that no one at Columbia was looking for Latasha or any artist to pay that back. I know for a fact that wasn't a debt that I, Michael Malden, was abreast of. That all becomes a little cloudy. And again, I bring all of that up because it was after the fact. However, I do know that in 2000 or 2001, that Kandi Burruss got a solo deal with Columbia by Donnie Leaner. Who was the CEO and chairman at Columbia Records. And Donnie was very clear that it was only Kandi that he wanted and that he signed. For whatever reason, I don't know. But he was clear that he only wanted Kandi and no other member of Xscape. I had nothing to do with that, but I was very proud of her being able to get that. But it definitely didn't fall under Michael Malden's watch. This was years after Xscape was dismantled. Hmm. If I'm not mistaken, that's it. Is that it? Yeah, that's definitely it. That's it. That's everything. Okay. So what really happened with Latasha's solo album? That's what we need to figure out. What really went down with that? Because she tells a different story every time we hear her. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's kind of like, okay. You say that the reason why your album didn't come out was because Jermaine was leaving Sony. Then you turn around and then you say that it was a coincidence that Kandi's album came out and yours didn't. So you were trying to insinuate that she herself had something to do with your album not coming out. So there has been a lot of inconsistencies with her stories, and it's very hard to believe anything that Tasha has to say about anything. And I really want to give her the benefit of the doubt because I don't want this to be like no Latasha bashing and we just, deriding Kandi and all that other crazy mess. Because that ain't my time. That ain't the type of time that I'm on. Only due to the fact that I give it to everybody. I give everybody the damn business. If you ain't never seen my platform before and you just now getting tuned into it, then baby, just know that I give everybody the business. But Latasha and Rocky are lying. And with all these inconsistencies with this story, and as you can see from the clips that I played, Kandi has been 100% consistent with her stories. She has not wavered. She has not flaked. She has not changed anything, any morsel of her story. It's all been the same. Latasha, on the other hand, has said 2 and 3 different things. And then, not to mention, like I said, she also blamed Michael Malden on the Xscape Still Kicking It show. Now, I was trying to find a clip of that online, but I can't find it. I was trying to find it before I came on here, but I couldn't find it. But she did blame him and said that he was the reason why the budget was gone and all that stuff. I definitely remember that. She definitely blamed him for it. So now it's Kandi's fault. Now everything is Kandi's fault. Her and her slimy husband want to blame everything on Kandi, child. That's just where we at with it at this point. I'm not saying that Kandi was innocent, and I'm not saying that she was Miss Goody Two Shoes, because I think that they both got some shit with them. I do think that Kandi got a big ego, and I think that Latasha got a big ego. I think that Kandi is an alpha female, just like Latasha is an alpha female. So they're not going to get along. But Latasha did come across like she thought that she was better than the group, and because she had the better voice, in her opinion, she was the voice of Xscape, and she felt like she can make it on her own, and it didn't happen that way. And she's doing the same exact thing now. So everything that she's doing on this show right now is validating everything that Kandi has ever said about Latasha Scott. Let's just keep it above. Y'all ain't gotta like Kandi. Y'all ain't gotta F with Kandi. Y'all ain't gotta do none of that. But at the end of the day, I'm letting y'all know right now that this SWV and Xscape show is doing nothing, absolutely nothing but validating Kandi, and it's actually vindicating Kandi. Because a lot of the times you guys have loved to make it, because there has been a Kandi hate train. Ever since Phaedra left the Housewives of Atlanta, y'all been hating on her ever since then. And it ain't her fault that Phaedra left. Phaedra got fired because she lied. That's why her ass is gone. However, y'all been hating on Kandi ever since then. And I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. This show is vindicating her because y'all blame Kandi for everything. Y'all blame her for everything. Y'all let y'all dislike for this lady really cloud y'all judgment on a lot of stuff. And we just have to be honest about the situation. Everything that Kandi has said about the breakup of Xscape is happening right before our very eyes at this point. It's validating everything that she says, and we cannot deny that. It's validating everything. Validating everything that she's ever said about this woman. And Latasha is doing it right now. She's doing it. She is absolutely doing it now. And there's nothing that nobody can say that's going to change my mind about it. Latasha is a problem, and her husband is also a problem. She wanted to get a solo album. She's talked about getting that solo album right before they went into their 3rd record. And then on this show that she's on right now with them, she talked about doing a solo album behind these girls' backs and not telling them nothing. It's nothing wrong with doing a solo album, doing something separate outside of the group. But what's wrong with it is when you're being a sneaky ass person about it. And that's what Latasha is doing. And that's why Kandi kept calling her out every chance that she got. So, yes. So, after watching this video and listening to all the clips, what is your interpretation of this? Does this prove to you guys that Latasha is very inconsistent? Does that show that she's a liar? Does that show that if she can lie or be inconsistent about the way her solo career didn't blow up, what makes her think that we wouldn't believe that she stole her sister's money? Hashtag, where is Tamika's money? With that being said, you guys, this be your boy, Scattered by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. If you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below in the description box. With that being said, you guys, your boy's up out of here. Rest in peace to my homegirl, big sis, close friend, Danita. And I will holler at you guys a little bit later, y'all. Bye.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Tramel. I just wanted to say that I have a new project that's out. It's called Mixed Feelings. It's on all streaming platforms. I would hope that you would go and check it out. It's a really good feel of an album. It's got everything you need and more. It's got R&B, it's got a little bit of pop, it's got a little bit of hip hop. It's everything that you need and more. It's out all streaming platforms, like I said. Please check me out, and you can also follow me at IAM_Tramel. That's IAM_TRAMEL. Check me out. I hope to hear from you.